In the previous section, we have created the model and service classes. And now in this section, we are going to create our XAML Forms application with the help of Fresh MVVM, and we will make a complete application from start to finish. So before doing anything, I just want to tell you that please make sure you have some knowledge of XAML, because in this course our focus is to understand the concepts of Fresh MVVM. And that's why we are not going to discuss the XAML in the detail. Now I'm going to add that kind of page for categories. I have attached the XAML code for this user interface along with this video, so that you can download and use it accordingly. Alright, here is the XAML code for this page. We are going to add new page, and that is category page. And similarly, we will add a page model for this category page. So let's go to the pages folder, and there I'm going to add a new content page and just name it category page. As you know that for every content page, we need to add a page model. So let's add a class in the page models folder and name it category page model. Alright, now we will come to this page model later. But first, let's go to this category page, and there we need to add the code for the UI or user interface. Just download the file along with this video and you will see the following code. All you need to do is just copy these lines of code, and in the category page, let's get rid from this code and paste the following code that we have copied. Now what I'm gonna do is, I will switch to the page model class of this category page, and there first of all let's inherit this class from fresh base page model that comes from this namespace, that is Fresh MVVM. Now let me tell you that when we call our getCategories method that's present in the REST services class, then we will get the list of categories. So here in the category page model, let's add an observable collection of category and name it categories. Well, with observable collection, we can add the result that comes from the API and then bind this observable collection with the item source of our XAML page list view. Now, I'm going to add a constructor inside this category page model where we can initialize this observable collection. Alright, the shortcut snippet for the constructor is CTOR and hit tab. Now, here in the constructor, let's instantiate this observable collection. Okay, fine. Inside the constructor, we are going to call our web API. That's of course the bad practice, and it's not a good practice to write all the code in the constructor. So what's the best approach? Well, I'm gonna create a function outside this constructor and name it load categories, and then inside the constructor, just call this load categories method. Alright, that's a good way to write the code. Now we are going to call the web APIs method that we have written in the REST services class. So here in the REST service class, we have written this getCategories method, and now we are going to call this getCategories method from our categories page model. So back to the category page model, and there in this load categories method, we are going to call the getCategories method that's written in the REST services class. And in order to call that getCategories method, first I'm going to create a new instance of REST services class, and then with this object, now we can access all the methods that's present in the REST services class. At this moment, we are interested to use this getCategories method. So let's pick this method, and here we go. Well, this getCategory method is asynchronous. So we need to use the await keyword with this call, and now we can see this error, and that's the await operator can only be used with an async method. So let's make this load category method asynchronous by using the async keyword. Alright, this getCategories method will return this list of categories. So let's capture the result in some kind of variable, and I'm gonna name it categories. Let's add a for each loop for iteration so that we can add the categories inside our observable collection one by one. So here I'm going to add a for each loop, and then let's add this category inside our categories observable collection by using this categories collection dot add method and pass this category variable here. Alright, this will add all the categories in this observable collection. Now what about the UI? Because so far we have got the categories in the page model and we need to pass these categories to the category page. So let's go to the category page, and inside this list view, let's add the item source property. Then I'm going to bind the item source property of this list view with the categories observable collection that comes from the category page model. But here you will see that we have this label, and in order to show the category title in this label control, we need to go to the category class that's present in the models folder. There, let's copy this title property. Then in the category page, let's bind the text property of this label control with the title property of this category class. Also, we know that this category service will also return the color code. So let's go to the category class and let's copy this color code property. Then in the category page, let's bind the background color property of this stack layout with the color code property that comes from the category class. Now before going to test this application in the device, we need to add one more thing, and that is to register the main page or root page inside our appxaml.cs file. So here in the appxaml.cs file, let's add this category page model here. And when I run this application, then you can see that my category page is loading on the device, and soon we will get all the categories on this category page with some dynamic background color. So that's all from this module. Now in the next module, we will start working with the dependency injection and inversion of control. So I will catch you in the next module.